Hi guys, welcome back to JDMCultureAE. Today we have another special car known for its beautiful legacy starting from the 80s, and if you can see behind me you would know that it is the Toyota 86. We've got Ronil here with us. Welcome to the show.
Hi Farhan, thank you for having me.
So tell us about your journey with the car and why you chose it and how long you've had it and what's going on.
So I bought this car in 22 and it's been with me since then. It's been a very long journey for me to have this car. When I was in, I think just in my second year of uni, I had gone and seen a car to buy one, but then I was moving out for higher studies and I had to push that plan. 6 years later, five years later, somehow I found myself going and buying one out of Alphatim, and it was the weirdest coincidence or miracle, call it what you want, but I manifested it and it happened. But yeah, it's
So that was a long journey.
very long, patient journey,
Patient
journey. Yeah.
So it's known as three names, right? It's got BRZ, 86, and FRS.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between the three, or they're just the same with different badges?
Call it brand wars.
Right.
Call it what you want, but I would have to go out and say it on record that it's pretty much the same.
Right.
I think it's all about which brand you prefer more, what sounds better, and which dealer you're buying it from. I think especially in this part of the region, it's a lot more important. But the affection of having a Toyota brand name on your car is completely different, I would say. It brings a lot of legacy, a lot of pride, a lot of enthusiasm, and the natural JDM start to your
Right.
JDM life. So I feel Toyota is the right word for it, and let's keep it that way as well.
All right. We are not going to contradict. So 80s, the name 86 pops up,
Yeah.
takes the drifting world by storm.
Yep.
Suchia, everyone knows who he is.
Absolutely.
Initial D, everyone knows what that is. What do you want to tell us about the history of this name?
I think it started off as this car that is I wouldn't say the only way, but the ideal way to start your life into a JDM culture. JDM culture. I think it's the right way to begin your JDM journey. It's especially if you're a young person, if you've come into the driving space, who's new to the driving space and who's trying to get into the sports car lifestyle. I think the Toyota 86 is definitely the right one to go with. History, yes, not a lot of people are aware about the history about it, and what kind of implications it's had in modern day history. But I think the revolution of owning an 86, it's only going to progress further. I think, yeah, it's the right way to start, especially given, you have a history of Toyota Supras, you have a history of Nissan GTRs, you have all that fame and glory that you have. I think 86 is something that gets just shoved to the side. Because not a lot of people know about its implications and history, like Initial D, Sushaya, all of that. And I think it's found its place in bringing that affinity towards JDM back in the game, because you see a lot of new drivers coming into the space. You see a lot of people getting fascinated by sports cars, and they want something affordable, but something that's not going to freak their parents out because it's quick,
Right.
because it's rash driving. No, this is not quick. It's far from quick. It's the right driving car. It gives you pleasure to drive this car, right from its handling, from its
Weight distribution.
center of gravity, whatever, call it what you want. it's a joy to drive this car, and I think every time before I get behind the wheel of this car, I just enjoy, just think about the journey ahead, and I'm like, okay, if I have to get from point A to point B, I'm gonna take the long route
Right.
because I want to enjoy the drive a little more. I want to go around the turns. I want to take a turn at 100 and not brake.
And it's steady.
It's steady. It's
Yeah.
super steady. You can do anything with this car,
Right.
except go fast. But yeah,
I mean, it doesn't need to be fast. It needs to be enjoyable, right?
exactly.
That's what the culture is all about.
Exactly. Fast doesn't mean fun.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can. Fast is not okay fun. Turning at 100 is a lot more fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why you'll see cars with less horsepower keeping up with cars that are double the horsepower on circuit racing because they handle better or they have better weight distribution, so on and so forth. So coming to my next point, since you
Yeah.
said dailying the car,
Yeah.
taking the longer routes,
Yeah.
what's your favorite memory of the car?
Going up Jabal Jess.
Wow.
And going down Jabal Jess. I think I think anybody who has a slow car but handles fantastically,
Take it up to the mountains.
just go up the mountains.
Yeah.
Just go straight up. Okay, look left and right, yes, but just
He doesn't mean literally like don't go straight.
yeah. Just go up the mountains, just enjoy the drive up, and even more so the drive down, because it is a joy. It's an absolute joy. You have, all these Ferraris and those Lambos and the Beamers. I don't mean to say bad about them, but you see them going up the mountains and they're just struggling. They can't turn like how we can. It's
Right.
difficult. You can't do it. And the way this car does it is phenomenal. The driving up Jabal Jais, even Jabal Hafid, I think that's one great memory. Then there's quite a few. Even some of the long, boring drives, like going to Abu Dhabi, where it's just one straight line. It's fun with this. It's
Right.
quite fun. Yeah.
So, have you done any modifications on the car?
I have done a lot of things, external and internal as well.
We can talk about it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We don't show the license plate, so it's okay.
Where do we start? Internal, external? Okay, let's start with the internal. There's a lot more about the external, but so inside the engine, I haven't done a lot to the engine. It's just basic stuff. I have an NVIDIA cat back. I have unequal headers. I've got a K&N air filter. I've got coilovers. So all of that has matched up to a stage 2 tune. It's doing well now. I just got the tune done probably 2-3 weeks back.
Right. Dyno tune.
No, OFT.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
a simple one for now.
Yeah.
I do have plans to move on from a OFT, get a proper dyno. I'm looking at Ecotech most likely.
Right.
So that's what's done internally. Externally, as you can see, there's quite a lot of things. So just to break it down, this car is a one-of-one TRD edition in the Middle East. You will never find this model, this spec in the Middle East. You'll find the previous ones pre-facelift from the 2016 pre-facelift. You'll find those with the TRD kit, but the facelift models from the 2017 onwards, you will not find the TRD edition for this kit. So it's completely spec to that with the front lip, the side skirts, and the rear bumper as well. Completely changed up. I've also got a custom hood done, the custom wing, and the wing and the hood and the color scheme inspiration, it came from the GT3 RS, which is another beautiful car to handle and drive, and the right power as well. So it's inspired by the Porsche
Now
GT3
that you talk
RS.
about it, yeah, I can see the color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very much. It's the color is the amethyst metallic. It's one of Porsche's signature colors. Even the rim colors are resembling the GT3 RS.
Right.
So
Yeah.
even the spokes, I got the Lenzo Jaegers with the right spokes, like just inspired by, I call it the Porsche. This is a mash of Porsche and Toyota. I call it the Porsche. I've received a lot of slack for it, but I'm proud of it. Every part you see in this car, it's imported.
Right.
You will not find anything that is of this in UAE. It's come from the US. I spent like 5-6 months scouring the internet for parts. My friend helped me out with getting everything for me as well. Even the paint job is done, but the paint job is done locally. It's done at a very premium garage as well. And yeah, I mean, you can look at it.
So since we're on the subject of getting the parts offshore, is it easy or difficult to maintain such a car?
So what I did was I got the parts in. I paid a good amount of money for it. I didn't cheap out. That's one thing I will tell you. Do not cheap out on mods. That's one thing for sure. Yeah, so the parts, I got everything imported from outside. Maintaining it, so I got this paint done. I spent a lot on it, and you know Dubai, you get these rock chips. They just chips your paint off. You get cracks on your glass, and I don't want to take that risk. So I just did a full PPF for it.
Nice.
I did that. Zero regrets. It's the best investment. I'll tell anybody who wants to look after their car, do it well, just PPF. Go to good garages. Don't cheap out on that. There's a lot of, I understand there's competition. There's every corner you'll find 10-15 garages, and people are more worried about the price points. I'd say don't. If you actually care about your car, don't cheap out on anything. I learned the hard way. I had horrible cheap mods from a local store here, which I'm not going to name. It was terrible, and I just learned the hard way. Just take it from me. Don't cheap out. Just go for. I know you can say expensive doesn't mean best, or best doesn't mean expensive. You'll just keep fighting about your price points, but go to good garages.
Okay, but that's about maintaining the car. So as we were talking about the modifications that you've done to the car, how do you source the parts? Is it easy to get the parts, first of all? And if someone wants to add some, let's say, body modifications, where does he go? How does he do it? How does he bring them in?
Right, so first, the long story short, it's not easy to bring the parts here. You can bring it yourself, that's fine. I know there is shop and ship, yeah. That's there, but they have weight restrictions and size restrictions and stuff like that. So what I did was I tried to look for contacts who could bring stuff for me, and there are a lot of distributors here who distribute their own stuff. Like for example, the hood and the wing, I got that from the distributor over here. I would spend literally 2-3 hours a day just trying to look for the right supplier. But the best way to do it is to import it yourself, but it's expensive. It's not cheap. So you should have the budget for it, because let's say if a kit costs you $2,000, the shipping is also going to cost you $2,000. That's $4,000 right there.
Right.
So there are some loopholes. There are some ways you can get it in, but that you go to the garages over here. You ask somebody who is already a distributor of X part. So if you go them with the Y part, they'll get you the Y part. Because a lot of them do bulk orders from X country, and if they're bringing something in, they'll throw your shipment into that as well, so it works out cheaper.
Right.
But it's difficult to get parts here, and like, I'll be honest, just even when I started out, it was like, oh man, I only have, I'm a student, I'm not working, I'm not doing this. When I started out, I just started my job. I was like, no man, I'm getting only X salary. I only have this much to pay. Okay, 300 dirhams. I'll go somewhere in Sharjah, Rajman. I'll pick it up. 3 months later, it's trash.
off the car.
It's trash. The front lip, I have had 3 of those. Not this one, the previous one. I've had 3 of those just because of bad quality. And yeah, it's difficult to find it. You'll not, even if you find it here, it's not going to be good quality. Save up, get it from outside. That's the only way to go.
Okay. So the thing is, what I understand from what you said is that don't cheap out.
Yeah.
Go to good garages. Do your research, which is the most important thing when it comes to modifications. Make a budget. And since the car is with you already, you already own it, you can take it slow. There is no deadline. Unless you want to take it to SEMA or something, which most likely will not happen. So it should be like that.
Exactly.
Like, it's a journey. And these kind of journeys are never easy.
Yeah.
You have to understand a lot of things.
Go out and meet people. I joined the club. I'm still part of the club. I run it now. 3 years, I've learned so much because you meet people of different walks of life, having different ideas with 100 different cars, coming up, meeting each other. You look X car, you look Y car. You're like, okay, I like this part about X car, I like that part about Y car. Let me get this for my car.
Right.
Just go out there, meet people. That's the only way to really work on it.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Since we're on the subject of the club,
Yeah.
It's a beautiful journey that you started off looking at the car when you were a student, and then now you own one, and then you joined the club, and then you became an admin of the club. This journey, tell us about it. How did you land yourself in the club in the first place?
But how did I? So I went for a dinner somewhere to somebody's house. My car was parked outside, and the person who was coming for that dinner used to own an 86. And she told me that there's a club, you should join that club. I said okay. And I signed up, I got in, blah blah blah. I went for my first event to, it was at Autodrome. First event was there, then it was the Hafid event. And the founder of the club, he and I got talking a lot. Like we started getting close. And me and a friend also, actually, both of us, we started hanging out with the founder. And slowly, you know, we're like, I think it was a year later, there was nothing happening in the club. And I was like, I told my friend, I'm like, come on, we got to do something. You know, we have such good cars. We got to go out. We got to...
Initiative.
Yeah, we got to do something. Then I called up a couple of friends. It's like, we're going this date. We're going to Hatta. I think we had about 8 people show up for that.
Right.
Which is a good number somehow.
Yeah.
No, there were 5 86s and 2 bikes.
Right.
It wasn't even a club event, right? But that kind of pushed me to take up the initiative, start doing stuff. So me and my friend, we reached out to the founder and like, listen, let's meet, let's talk. And he's like, okay, no problem. And somehow, some weird, twisted, magical way, we found ourselves to be the admin. It wasn't like he blessed us with it or we forced ourselves into it.
It just happened.
No, it just happened.
Right.
Just out of the blue, it just happened. And that happened in 23 that happened.
Right.
23 that
This
happened.
is the same club that you saw us covering at the Drift event a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that's the 86 club.
Yeah.
So, what would be your piece of advice to the youngsters who are about to get their first car and they want to get into the sports car thing?
Yeah.
What would you like to say to them? And you can look at that camera or you can look at that camera and just talk to them.
Number 1, drive safe.
Don't hog the fast lane.
Don't hog the fast lane. Don't tailgate. Don't unnecessarily flash. It's not worth it. Just don't. This is the... I'll just say it that this is the only car to start with if you want to start with the sports car / JDM driving experience, this is the only car you should start with. It's affordable, so if you're a college student living on your own, even if you don't have the backing of your parents, if you're away from home, you know, they're not here financially, you can still afford to buy this car. And you don't have to be a driver for a lot of people. You can just fit one person in the car. So you don't need to think about, oh, I need to pick up 3 more people, I need to go there. No, I'll just pick up my passenger princess
Right.
and we'll go.
That's true. That's true.
Right? But yeah, and most importantly, reiterating, do not cheap out. Do not cheap out on mods, parts, or anything. Yeah.
All right, there you have it from Ronil and his beautiful 86. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
We hope to see you again.
Absolutely.
Definitely, we'll be coming to your events more often.
Most welcome.
And thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.